So I think for me, if I go back to my own clinical experience as a doctor, I've looked after women in so many different forums, and it is always an honour to kind of hear their stories. But the kind of commonality is women wanting to feel looked after, wanting to be in control of their own health, their own appearance, their own wellness. And wellness is not just a kind of static thing. It's not just a one thing you do and then you're well. It encompasses everything, your mind, your body, your spirit, and how we look is so strongly linked to our sense of self-confidence and our ability to walk into a room and run a meeting, meet a new partner, just engage with life in a better way. I think it's provided a beautiful space for us to actually open up really deep and meaningful conversations with patients, actually. So we're not just talking to them about the kind of surface appearance, which is important. We're actually talking to them about the fact that they've got to have an awareness of how their lifestyle choices are going to drive cellular health, mitochondrial health, which in turn is going to optimise how they look and how they feel. So I think there's a really important and dynamic conversation that can happen there. I think firstly, a massive congratulations to Irina and the whole team for a beautiful event, so beautifully orchestrated, really simple in that it's about connection and sharing ideas. And it's always wonderful, I think, where you've got this wellness and longevity space, which is exploding. And it can feel quite removed from your own life, especially if it's on social or on, online, or you're having meetings with people on Zoom. To suddenly actually meet people in real life is fantastic. So I think the connection, the human connection, sharing ideas. I've had brilliant conversations with people about how, tech meets health to meet, which meets marketing ideas and connection, and how do you promote something, which then ties into what I do as a doctor to make sure that message gets across to patients effectively and ethically. So it's wonderful to meet people who are very like-minded but coming at it from their own angle. And I think in terms of concepts, there was a really interesting thing which I've always kind of believed, but someone called it out really beautifully, which is skin is a biomarker. It is a single, very obvious end organ that we can see that is a sign of inflammation, which actually, you don't have to have an ultrasound scan to kind of see things like rosacea and acne or lines and wrinkles. It is a marker of what's going on inside. And, if you think that kind of correlation with inflammation and metabolic health is critical to women's health, it's absolutely that kind of cornerstone piece of how women can really change their health outcomes very easily and actually see it in their skin. And women say that to me all the time. My rosacea really flared up when I was really stressed for the last couple of months. And, we know people are already joining the dots, but to give them clear direction, I think is phenomenal. And the other thing was the conversation with about oral health, which I think is fundamental. I've always kind of thought it. I recently saw my dentist who also went, oh my goodness, what have you been doing? And I hadn't been for a year. I'd missed one appointment and I had perioral odontitis, and I remember thinking, oh my goodness, I feel really bad. And I've gone away and kind of optimised my oral hygiene, because it is just such a kind of literally a gateway to the whole of your gut and inflammation. So yeah, those are my key highlights.